The young lawyer, legislator, the young man. Bada bada. What's a bada bada? He said that. Stage. It's you guys coming all the way to Canada and trying to the United States and so on, to Europe, trying to find a better place and always having in mind, in thought, in spirit, your country. And the sadness about it is to know that some people continue to live in bondage and slavery in that beautiful country. That is why the people power is all of us, and it unites all of us, regardless if we're first generation Ugandan or descendant of Africa like me. I can really relate to that. So it's about everybody and not the political organization per se, even though it needs structure and it needs foundation and needs believers, leaders, and people that can bring you to the fountain of success, to the fountain of betterment. Since the beginning of time, we Africans have been on earth, and we must wonder how we always still on the bottom. It must be because we are the root of the grass. I is the grass roots. For that, we must be considered as the natural element upon our ancestors that built their house and foundation and their beliefs to create the first institutions of peace, knowledge, justice, equality, and prosperity. Every time we give thanks and bow to our Maker, whenever He has asked us to be honest and overcome difficulties and injustice, we answer the call to fight for liberty and dignity. That is the African spirit. That is a true Ugandan spirit from day one. We will rise to fight the tribulations as our plight needs to improve for our children, our mothers, our elders. We are fighting for basic right to live and work and get an equal chance to be free and get the proper education, medical, technical support that is required to ensure that we can prosper more and more. So when you see the international community not stand up against injustices in your country, we can consider that they are accomplice to this human tragedy. They are setting up their own agenda with help of national political agents, of deceit, working for outside interests, and when the people can no longer take it, they get weary and angry, and an upsurge is inevitable. Those Jomo Kenyatta, I'm going to quote a couple of great leaders, African mainly. Jomo Kenyatta said, those puppet heads of government speak as if it was somehow some kind of beneficial to the African to work for them instead for himself and to make sure that he will receive this benefit. They do their best to take away the land and leave him with no alternatives. Along with his land, they rob him of a legit and regulated government, condemn his religious ideas, and ignore his fundamental conceptions of justice and morals. All in the name of civilization and progress. We would say more, all in the name of his pocket and money and of his group. Right? Right? Yeah, man. Are you awake? Yes. Are you with me? Yes. Thomas Sankara. You know who he is? Yes. He said, our revolution is not a public speaking tournament. Our revolution is not a battle of fine phrases. Our revolution is not simply for spouting slogans that are no more than signals used by manipulators trying to use them as catchwords, as code words, as a foil for their own display. Again, vanity, cupidity, corruption. Our revolution is and should be and continue to be the collective effort of revolutionaries to transform reality, to improve the concrete situation of the masses of our country. He also said, imperialism is a system of exploitation that occurs not only in the brutal form of those who come with guns to conquer territory, but imperialism often occurs in more subtle forms: a loan, food aid, blackmail, and so on. We are fighting the system that allows a handful of men on earth to rule all of humanity. Steve Biko. You know Steve Biko? Remember him? Yes, thank you. Only 4 people remember Steve Biko. How are you going to fight a freedom fight if you don't know Steve Biko? Oh, come on. Everyone should remember and go check him out if you don't. He said, it is better to die for an idea that will live than to live for an idea that will die. Do I need to repeat that one? He knows it by heart. He also said, black consciousness is an attitude of the mind and a way of life. The most positive call to emanate from the black world for a long time. That is you, that is me, that is us. The most potent, listen to this one. The most potent weapon of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. So let's free our minds. Marcus Garvey. You know Marcus Garvey? No? In the Western Hemisphere, he is still the beacon of truth and of thoughts and philosophy of our liberation, if I may say, up till this day. He said we must be the architects of the future. He also said that real men laugh at the opposition. Real men smile when enemies appear. So we have nothing to fear. Africa has become the big game for nations hunters. Today, Africa looms as the greatest commercial, industrial, and political prize for the world. Progress is an attraction that moves humanity. You represent humanity. And know that at stake, I know firsthand, that a lot of, in Asia, in Europe, and in North America, they want your country, they want the mines, they want everything there. Negotiate fairly so that you make sure that all your kids go to school and that your elders are taken care of when you do negotiate. Right? Right? Stop being robbed. Let's stop being robbed. Socrates, the philosopher, he says falling down is not a failure. Failure comes when you stay where you have fallen.